We play a lot of games, and this is my favorite one. It's a Premier League for a chance to win $50,000. Hey there, everybody. Welcome on to this episode of Winning Bets. That's right. This is one of the free games that we play, and it's over on the NBC Sports Predictor app where we can win $50,000 for Premier League Matchweek number 10. All you have to do is correctly predict all 5 games. You got to give them the right result and correct score. How easy could it be? Hey, if you can't do that, you can still compete for a guaranteed $1,000 prize if you get the most points. 4 points right if you go ahead and get the result right, and 10 points right if you can get the score right. I'll also give away $25 each and every single week if you join the Winning Bets League. Need that league information? It's in this video description. Just go ahead and get that league information and compete against your fellow Winning Bets supporters. Let's see who won last week. Looks like we had a 2-way tie with 22 points between Parker L. That's a repeat winner right there, and a new time winner, Bonnie Jean, 28, coming in there also with 22 points. Fantastic job by both of them. They relatively had the same entry. They got the same games right in terms of result. They got the same correct score right. They both just missed Everton versus Watford. Hey, who didn't miss Everton versus Watford? That game was wild the way Watford got 4 unanswered goals to go ahead and win up against Everton when they were leading that game 2-1. So yeah, they both did a really good job, and they both will split that $25 prize, but it's not $25 this week. It's $50 because we had a tie in match week number 9. So we rolled over that $25 into match week number 8 came into match week number 9. So it was worth $50 last week. So they'll each take home $25. So Parker L and Bonnie Jean 28, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter. Drop me your PayPal information and I'll send each of you $25. How did I do last week? Well, according to NBC Sports Predictor app, I didn't make an entry. I mean, how funny is that? I didn't make an entry in NBC Sports Predictor app. Are you kidding me? I can't remember what my entry was. I don't remember what it was. ABC says I didn't fill an entry. That is beyond comical. Obviously, because of the reasons here, I'm sitting here making the video. I give out my picks each and every single week. So I don't know. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. If that's happened to you guys, I apologize. That's frustrating. That's it's not cool, NBC. Be cool to the people. Make sure you get our entries into these groups so somebody can win that $25. And it's a new week, so anybody can do it. Good luck on your chance to win $25 along with your chance to win $50,000. Let's go ahead and jump on into it right now. The first game we want to talk about here is Liverpool versus Brighton. Let's focus on Brighton here for a second because they soared to really top of the table, but I think it's going to start to come back down to earth. They played Manchester City last week, and now they get Liverpool this week. The goals are drying up, though. That's the more important thing here with Brighton is goals are drying up. Only got 1 against City. Okay, only get 1 against City. I'm not going to hold that against you. But you get 0 goals against Norwich, 0 goals against Arsenal, and you only get one goal versus Palace in your last 4 games. Yeah, I think you're going to see Brighton. We were wondering when Brighton was going to kind of fall back to earth. I think this is going to be the beginning of their slide right here. I can't see them scoring at Anfield. I mean, they're having trouble scoring right now, and now you're going to go to Anfield and try and get a goal where, you know, that crowd just really suffocates you. The way their stadium is built, man, the supporters are really right on top of that field and right on top of that pitch. So I think Brighton's going to find it absolutely tough right here. Liverpool, they just score and they just win. I mean, that's all they really do. So we know majority of people who are playing this game are going to pick Liverpool. It just comes down to what's going to be that win margin. Well, Liverpool went ahead and got another win midweek in the EFL Cup. So I know that was played with primarily, you know, their backup squad players, but that just keeps breeding confidence and good feelings up into a club, and they're going to feel confident, obviously, going up into this one. Liverpool's got a deep squad, and it's a good squad right here. Don't read too much into last season's head-to-head because Liverpool was marred by injuries. They had Henderson in one of those games as a center back. I mean, are you kidding me? Henderson's not going to be a center back on today. So don't read too much into last season's head-to-head. 2 seasons ago, head-to-head, Liverpool won both of those games. So that's what we'll lean on right here. So I'm going to go ahead and say Liverpool wins this game. They'll win it 2-0 because Brighton's got a good defense, right? They're not conceding a whole hell of a lot of goals. So Liverpool will find it tough at times, but Brighton will find it more tough. Liverpool's going to win this game 2-0. The next game we got here is Tottenham versus Manchester United. My Manchester United. I cannot wait to see this game. Obviously, there's a full-on crisis, going on at Manchester United. You guys see the papers and see what's going on online. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looked like he's about one bad performance, from getting sacked. And from what I read is they've got Tottenham going on this weekend. Then they play Atalanta. And then they got Manchester City. And then you got an international break. I'm hearing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may be sacked during that international break if he can't turn it around in these 3 games. I mean, it's kind of Ole's fault. How are you benching Paul Pogba against Liverpool? That's the biggest game on the English football calendar, and you're benching Paul Pogba. He's worthy of being your number 8. You don't want to play him as your attacking 4? Okay, I got no problem with that, but he should be the 8. He should be playing in the 8 on that team. If you're going to run out McFred, and that be Fred and McTominay as your 6 and 8, you're going to lose a whole hell of a lot of games, especially teams against the top 4, because if you look at Fred and McTominay as a 6 and 8, that is significantly worse than every other team that's competing in the top 4 if you look at their number 6 and number 8. So I thought Ole didn't push the right buttons there up against Liverpool. They were always going to lose that game up against Liverpool, but I don't think he did himself many favors by benching Paul Pogba in that game. This game will obviously be played at White Hart Lane. I think that'll be good for Manchester United, kind of going away, kind of getting out of Old Trafford. They have a good supporting traveling crowd, and they'll be there and they'll be in full force and they'll be helping this team. But I think going away could actually help this team, sleeping in a hotel, in London the night before. I think it could actually help them. Spurs lost last weekend up over West Ham. That is, I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know who. They lose 1-0 because Harry Kane is marking Antonio on a set piece on a corner. I don't know if that's pre-match, if that's strategy by Nuno Santos. If so, that is absolutely terrible strategy, or if that's players on the pitch, deciding it out. I don't know who it is, but either way, I mean, Harry Kane, he didn't even look like he had any interest in guarding Antonio, and let Antonio just stand there, ball falls to him, and he kicks it in. Harry Kane didn't make any effort to push him up off of the spot. So I don't know if that's strategy. Then Spurs deserve to lose that game, and they're going to lose a lot of games. You can't have Harry Kane guarding Antonio on a corner. Antonio's big, broad-shouldered guy, big, strong, muscular guy, and you're going to put tall, skinny Harry Kane on him. Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of games if that's the strategy that the Spurs decide to deploy right there. But United, they're not going to get blown out in this game, though. They cannot get blown out because Ole cannot get blown out. Ole just, quite frankly, can't have that. Spurs don't score a whole hell of a lot of goals, so that'll help keep this one low fixture. This feels like 0-0. Maybe either team can win 1-0. Maybe they win 2-0 if the second goal comes pretty late. But either way, I see this one being pretty low scoring. United needs a good result. They need a good performance. They need points, certainly, to keep Ole in that seat right there. I'm going to go ahead and say this one's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think there'll be moments where both these teams will have some good possession. They'll both get a goal, but how United is going to set up, and how Ole in particular is obviously going to set up United, he's going to set them up not to get smashed and take a real bad beating. So this one will be low scoring. So go ahead and give me 1-1. It's going to be painful as a United fan. We need the 3 points, but it's not going to happen. They'll just split the points here in London. All right, the next game we got here is Norwich versus Leeds. The theme of this game should be, is anybody going to score? Is anybody going to score in this game? Norwich has only scored in 2 of the 9 games so far this season, and Leeds has only scored 8 goals in 9 games this season. This is obviously not the same Leeds team that we were accustomed to seeing last season that was just open and attacking and scoring all the goals. They may have conceded a lot of goals, but they scored also a lot of goals right there. So how do you back Norwich in this game? I mean, how are you going to back Norwich? Like I said, they've only scored in 2 games out of 9. I don't believe anybody can back Norwich, and that takes into account the really bad form and overall bad season that Leeds is having. How do you back Norwich? I certainly can't do it. Leeds absolutely looked terrible in midweek in the EFL Cup. There against Arsenal, losing that game 2-0. I know that they don't have Bamford. They don't have Rafinha. That is obviously not helping their attacking, but they got to put in a better performance. They still had a lot of their A squad members up in that squad up against Arsenal. But, man, they just look right bad. If you ever believe in a get-right game, Norwich is the perfect opponent to run into with all the goals they concede. They don't score. Doesn't matter if it's home or away. Norwich is absolutely terrible each and every single week. So if there's a get-right game, if you believe in that, this has got to be the get-right game. Leeds has been struggling too much for my liking, though. I think this one's going to be a Leeds win, but it'll only be 1-0. You look at where these two teams are on the table, this is like a relegation scrap. Based on how Leeds plays, you can't all of a sudden assume that they're going to turn it up. This feels like this is going to be a relegation, very cagey fight, just tough match. Leeds will pull it out, but it'll only be 1-0. Next one here we got is Ashton Villa versus West Ham. Look, Villa's dropped 3 straight losses. I mean, they were looking pretty good there. Now they've absolutely stumbled right there. West Ham, again, they beat Spurs in that London derby. Mentioned how they did it there with that set piece, Antonio right there. West Ham also knocked off Manchester City midweek in the EFL Cup, so we'll have tons of confidence. Doesn't matter if guys, didn't play in that, or that guys that played in that game won't play in this game. Again, that just breeds confidence in the whole squad and the whole club. When you knock off Manchester City, when they hadn't lost an EFL Cup since 2016, yeah, this West Ham team is going to come in this one full of confidence. West Ham won both of these fixtures last season, 3-1 and 2-1. The only reason Villa got goals is because Grealish scored and Grealish got the assist. Obviously, Grealish is no longer a part of this team. They're coming in really stumbling. Here's a hot stat for you guys. With David Moyes in charge, doesn't matter the club. Obviously, he's managed different clubs here in the Premier League. But with Moyes in charge, going up against Villa, 15 of the last 17 games have seen both teams to score. So there's a hot stat for you right there. I think both teams will score, but West Ham is certainly the better team, better form, got the higher confidence after that midweek win against Manchester City. Give me a West Ham 2-1 win. Then the last fixture we got here is Wolves versus Everton on Monday afternoon. Look, Wolves have absolutely turned it around. Kind of talked about how they had the new manager and they were more than likely going to get out to a slow start. Well, it certainly looks like that, but they have absolutely turned it around. And not only have they turned it around, you got clubs going in the opposite direction here. The last 5 games, in terms of form, in those last 5 games, Wolves would have been in 5th place in the table with 10 points. Everton in those same last 5 games would be in 16th place on only 4 points. So give Wolves credit. Come out, had to adjust to a new tactics, new philosophy, but they seem like they've figured it out, and they're looking pretty good here in their last handful of games. Everton, yeah, they just absolutely struggle. I mean, they collapsed versus Watford. They were up 2-1 and let Watford get 4 unanswered goals to win that game 5-2. You can't do that. Not at Goodison Park. Not at Goodison Park. Not with how good Rafa Benitez has been good earlier on the season, setting them up defensively. That was just a really, really terrible, absolutely terrible collapse. They're going to want to get that taste right up out of their mouth. Injury news is going to be big for this one. We still don't know because it's Monday, so injury news comes out a little bit later for these Monday games, but they need Calvert-Lewin. I mean, Richarlison is a really good player. They need Calvert-Lewin back into this squad. I have no idea if he's going to be playing on Monday. Too early to tell. I think Wolves are going to get it done here. They've got the confidence. They've got the form. I just told you about how they've been on the last 5. They seem like they've figured it out. So go ahead and give me a Wolves win at the Molyneux, and I think it'll be via the scoreline of 2-1. All right, guys, that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it this week for a chance to win $50,000. If you want a breakdown of all 10 of these Premier League games, and if you want any bets, real sports bets on any of these 10 games, go ahead and check out this week's episode of Between the Posts. It'll drop Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. Central Time is when the next episode of Between the Posts. We'll talk about all 10 of these games, give you leans and bets for all of them. Otherwise, guys, if you just want to play this fantasy game, hey, I love this fantasy game too. And we'll see you back here next week for Match Week number 11. That was a lot of fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and good luck with your picks. If interested in placing real sports bets, then check out my latest daily free sports betting video in the bottom right corner. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next contest.